Welcome to Red V TV, supported by Chapel House Cars for the 2025 season. As we continue our build up to the new campaign, and with 16 days to go, Kevin.
It's our number 16. It's Matt Whitley. And Matt is sponsored by Healthwatch St. Helens.
Healthwatch St Helens is your local health and social care watchdog. From Rainford to Bold, Fat O'Eath to Finger Post, Haydock to somewhere else, Eccleston, and everywhere in between.
Yeah,
They make sure National Health Service leaders and other decision makers hear your voice and use your feedback to improve care.
excellent.
Matt Whitley then, Kev. 22 appearances last season. And after a promising start, I almost feel we didn't see the best of him.
Yeah, agreed. Um, I think the first couple of rounds we were seeing the Matt Whitley that we kind of expected to see. And then it all got a bit messy. I'm not saying that from a necessarily just from a Matt Whitley point of view, but it all got a little bit just not quite right. We weren't playing to his strengths. We weren't playing to him running lines. We were using him more as a battering ram, I feel, because needs must. Um, I'm hoping we see a bit more from him this year. I'm hoping that he's played a little bit more to his strengths, because otherwise, is his contract up at the end of this year?
Yes.
I think it may well be. Otherwise, I think you'll get people asking, what are we doing with regards to back row next year?
Yes. Um, we could almost copy and paste this and say the same for Joe Batch in a couple of episodes' time.
Yeah, I think so. Um, I think there's good players in there, but for some reason, we over the past 12 months, we've just not seen it.
Does that suggest for the last 12 months and the bonfire that was last season at times, it was the system rather than the player?
Yeah, I'm hoping so. I'm hoping it was the system, and I'm hoping that there's plans in place and game plans in place to make sure we get the best out of them, to get them back up to the game that they can play. You think of Matt Whitley at Catalan, I almost think he went a little bit under the radar over there, but you always knew you were getting at least a 7 out of 10 out of him. As I say, I don't think it's necessarily his fault that he's probably slipped below where we thought he would be, but we need to see him. We need to see more from him this year, um, just because we could say that for a lot of players, we need to see more from him this year. But as someone who's been at the club for a season, right, you're back in St. Helens, you're bedded in. Now we need to just see that step and that taking your game up to the standards that we know that he's got.
Yeah. And I think the only benefit that he's probably got over Joe Batch is he's 18 months younger. Whether that'll come into consideration if we're looking at the squad for next year. I'd imagine Matt Willey will be someone who will draw interest. So I
Yeah,
suspect his future will be sorted sooner rather than later.
yeah, I'd agree. So it wouldn't surprise me if it doesn't get sorted in the way that we're doing a preview for him next year and the year after. Really wouldn't. But from a player's point of view, I think he's a lot better than he was allowed to show and did show last year.
Short and sweet,
And
that
I'd
can.
like, yeah, I'd like. Well, I just want to say, I think there was a little bit last year that people were worried that he was going to get played in the centres a lot. And when we had our troubles in the centres, I'm surprised that they didn't kind of put him on that edge to maybe find a bit of room rather than putting Sione there. But he stayed in the second row, and I'm not sure whether just that stepping out another one and defending out in the centres might have just given him a little boost towards the end of the season. I'm not sure. Obviously, it's ifs, buts, and maybes, isn't it?
Right, right. Right. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we'll be back tomorrow for another play preview.